Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with the second part of the painting tutorial of this guy, the ogre from the Silver Tower. And now what I will start this second part by start doing the skin. We have applied all the base colors, all the washes that I want to apply, and now we are going to work on the skin. And to work on the skin, I will start with the blue part. And I will use, of course, Sotek Green, that was the base color. I have prepared Templegar Blue, and I also have prepared Baharroth Blue. So I put all these colors in my wet palette, and now I will do maybe the torso, so you can see how I do this part, and then you can assume that all the musculature on the blue area is going to be the same. So as you can see, I start applying quite stark. I don't care about where we have all this type of symbols on the skin. At this moment I'm just applying you will just work on doing the highlights. So as you can see, I'm applying first the Templegar Blue, and now I have applied a base of Sotek, and I'm mixing them together to try to make the transition softer. So I will work as color, as a blending, okay? The other thing I will do to make it look and to create the shades, okay, I also prepare this color that is quite a dark one. What I put is the Incubi, this one, the Incubi Darkness, okay? It's quite greenish, bluish color, and I think will help me to do the shadows. So I mix it a little bit with Sotek Green. You will see that it's quite dark color, and I will put this on the recesses. So I will start working. As you can see, I will put first this on the recesses, okay, and I do it manually. I don't do a wash. I just go to the recess of the area that I want to paint, and I apply this color, okay, not in all the recesses, just on the deepest ones, okay. Of course we are going to darken a little bit the other parts, but this is not a problem because later on we are going to clean, okay. So I do this, and now I will start with Sotek Green again, clean this. I will take a mixture. Here I don't want to go as darker. So, and what always about almost wet blending, okay. Again, I take Sotek Green, and I just go in. I make sure that this shade is not too stark. Now I will start doing the highlight. Again, Templegar Blue. You have to paint really thin. If not, you will cover these small details that we have everywhere. This type of runes in this guy have. Okay. As you can see, now looks quite strong the transition. Now I make a mixture with the green. I go on top. So normally you want to do the highlight. How you want to do it is the bottom should be darker. Let me show what I mean. And then this part here should be lighter. Okay, so the light will impact more here. And maybe we need very little of shade there in the top of the musculature. This is why I go back with Sotek Green, and I almost kill the Incubi color. So we go with no Baharroth Blue, and I will do this. Okay. We will go now with Sotek Green mixed with Templegar Blue, and I will go this, and now here we want to emphasize the musculature. We do this part here. Okay. Now we Sotek Green. Okay, we go a little bit here. We apply Sotek Green in that part. We need to apply a little bit of temporary blue here. And also a little bit more here. We can apply the temporary blue. Following this musculature. Of course, this one, we need to do it. Something like that. Now, we'll use a little bit of Sotek Green here to soften here as well. We have to be careful when we go here, it's going to be more complex because we have the mixture and we have the transition with the black, the purple I will say, colors. So I will keep doing I will go now to the abdomen. Okay, in the abdomen we are going to do the same. We are going to apply first temporary blue to show what we want to highlight. I will use Sotek Blue, and here we have the shade. Okay, this is good. Now I take Incubi Green, the very dark color, mix with Sotek Green, and to be fair, I just do the mix on the wet palette on the way, so I put the color next to each other to be able to do the mix. I'm balancing at the same time that I'm painting. I'm mixing more or less. Okay. This is a very laborious work, but I think this guy deserves some good work. Okay, we'll do another musculature. I'll do this one here, temporary blue. And here we are going to come with a mixture first to do this thing here. Here we are not going to use the super dark age. We use Sotek Green as the darker color. And we are just working with a mixture to make all this musculature. Okay. Take a little bit of temporary blue. Right. will put again Sotek Green. Show the finish of the Moscow. Then here on the top I am using also the green, and I will use of course the arm is shading here. I realize here I forgot some parts, so I'm just applying also the green. So I will apply the darker shade. Now we are going to add some additional highlight. Using Tempered Blue to do that. Okay, so this is, you see, one side and the other. So I will keep doing that on all the blue parts. Okay, we are going to do the other breath outside. And remember, the tip always is to put very little, so to thin down the paint and don't apply too much each time. Just in layers to avoid clogging any detail. Okay, as you can see, I go over this symbol that he has in the skin. Do a little bit more on camera. And then the rest will be done off camera. You can imagine that I am applying more or less the same techniques. I will be doing the same in all the different parts of the skin. If I realize that I'm doing something different, I will connect back the camera and share it with you. So yeah, this is the way to keep working on the skin. Then over here we want for sure to have this. This will increase okay, I will keep doing that and I will come back once this is done. So yeah, I have done, as you can see, the highlights in most of the parts. Maybe some parts are still missing a little bit, but I want to do now all these type of symbols, tattoos, I don't know how to call it, runes that he have on the body. And I will do them fiery orange. So I will start by applying 12. No, I will start with a darker color. I will start with. No, I was right. Sorry that I was hesitating, but I will start with 12 layer orange. So this is going to be quite a tough, I will say, slow work, because what I want to do is we will try to point all the different symbols without getting out of the area. And this is the reason why I was doubting at the beginning, because this orange is not super great covering, but as we are going to do. Okay, so we are going to apply this in all the symbols, and this is going to be slow and time consuming, and to be fair I will just do a small part in the video. Okay. So you can see I do this dot here, and then let's start following. To be fair, here there is not much, there is not really a tip or something to do, it's just brush control and trying to keep yourself because it's engraved in the miniature, so means that there is not really a tip to do that. And as I want to do them like glowing, okay, and the color is lighter, there is no way to use techniques like wash or something like that. Okay, if you want to go darker, you can always use the washers, but in that case you only can do this by being precise. So this means that you have to be patient, apply one layer, and then we will need to apply a second layer. Most likely we will need to correct mistakes. And here is more difficult because the color is quite dark, because here is where we have the dark purple. Okay. We are going to do the cleanup later. So first we are going to try to do the other thing I will do in this moment is also I will do in the edge. I will paint the ace like fire as well. So I will do the ace as you see here. Okay. So let's do this part here, for example. Okay. When you're working with a small brush, clean it quite frequently, especially if you take in very little amount of paint. So I will be doing that and I will come back once this is done. So this is how it's looking like now, with all these things in orange, and now I'm going to apply a little bit of yellow to make it brighter. So I'm going to use Yriel Yellow, and this one we're going to make some, I call it accents, or some bright points. We don't need to do everywhere, we just apply it where we think it's adding something, okay? And the idea here is not to be even uniform on how you apply that. You can make some bright points. So this will create a little bit illusion of okay. You see. Okay. And again, can happen that you put too much, have the, later on we will need to clean. We're going to put here in the dot. For example, here we went a little bit out of position. We'll use a little bit of Sotek. And clean it a little bit. Okay, and we keep applying. And as in the previous step, here there is not any tip we can use, we only can use it by brush control. So we need really brush control to be able to do that. So we'll keep doing that. Okay. And of course, when you get out again, I go with here with the Naharroth Night. The other thing we try to avoid is that we have hard changes in between the orange and the yellow. This is what I went here again. So I will keep doing that on the runes. As you can see, now they look brighter, more contrasting with the skin. So I will keep doing that and I come back once this is done. So this is how it's looking like now that I did the yellow on all the symbols. And you can see that now they look much visible, more interesting. So with a big contrast, I really like that. So next we are going to work a little bit on the face, or a little bit, no, we are going to do the face. And I will start by doing the teeth. Or the tooth, I should say. I take white. I really like to do the teeth directly in white. Again, is another type of thing that you have to do with precision. Here you can help that later on doing a wash, a very thin wash with Nuln Oil to increase the definition of the teeth. It's quite a tricky part to do, to be fair, because we have this smoke in the middle of the path of the brush and it's not helping very well to see how you apply. Okay, let's let it dry. Let's let it dry this part, and then while we wait that this is drying, we are going to start doing the highlight on the face. Another thing that I did is I add a small dot of yellow in the middle of the A to make it look and that it's glowing. Okay, and now what I'm doing is I'm applying Sotek Green. That was the base color. Remember that the face is the only part of the miniature that only part of the skin that I wash. The reason was because I have a lot of expression and I want to capture all this expression and make some parts really darker. When you make some parts darker, it's helping on all this glowing, the glowing of the A's and all this type of stuff that you want to do. Now, just applying Sotek Green. Okay, so we want to do here, then the lip. Okay. Now I will apply, as I explained, Nuln Oil as a wash in the mouth. This will help in improving the definition of the teeth. So here we go. And we are going to apply Nuln Oil here. And we try to, you see, that will darken a little bit the teeth. That is not a bad thing to do. And will help to have better definition. Okay, I think it's working perfectly. And we can keep now highlighting on the face. I will use now Baharroth Blue. And we are going to lay on the cheeks, on the ears, and of course here. Okay. Okay, and I think like that will be good enough. We have to do this here. Okay. And then we do the earring. This guy have two earrings. Okay, and I'm going to use Retributor Armor. Okay. Yeah. The next thing I'm going to work is I'm going to do the cloth. Okay, the cloth I wanted to keep it quite white, so I will, as I did for all the things, I will do a blend, trying to go to increase the color to white from the cream color. I will use white scar. Put a little bit on my wet palette. The idea is to work a little bit with the transparency of the white to make the transition softer. We don't need super high detail brush for that, this stage. Okay, and then we go. The main difficulty here is that this is not here that we don't have real wrinkles or folds in that side of the cloth. Then we have this very deep fold here. Okay. Sorry for the noise. Now I'm using Abbadon quite thin it. By using Abbadon you create a warmer white. This I do it in purpose to contrast with the cool colors of the skin. Although we have this miniature will have a good contrast between warm. The skin is warm, but then we have the symbols in orange that are quite. So the skin is cold, sorry, but then we have quite warm combinations with this white and also all these symbols here. So I do this, I will do the same at the back and I will reconnect. So yeah, this is how the clothes look like now. Okay, I will paint now this nail here. Okay, to use that we are going to use first Administratum Grey. Sorry, always mix them first. Dawnstone Grey or Dawnstone, and then for Administratum Grey. Okay, so I'm going to use these two colors. I start with Dawnstone. Here now I realize that I touched with the white by mistake. Okay. And what we do is we do like estuations from the bottom to the top. Okay. We do the same on the other side. You can make some thicker, some thinner. Right. And now we'll change to thinner brush. I paint a lot, and maybe this is a bad habit, but I like to paint a lot with thinner brushes. I'm going to use, I have still some Administratum Grey on my wet palette. It's too dry, I think. Adding some water. Okay, I take some Administratum Grey and I do again situations, and we try to keep inside of where we applied Dawnstone. Okay. Here we want to be thinner, of course. I'm going to do the same here. Okay. I will use a little bit more. I will do second layer now that is dry to intensify a little bit more the color. Okay. Here. Okay, and I will do the same on the other side. I will do the same on the other nail and I will come back. So this how it's looking like now. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use again Nuln Oil, and I will wash the base of the nail, so that where the nail is touching the skin. I can use a bigger brush for that. So I will apply this Nuln Oil here. We can go a little bit on top of the purple. This will increase also the color gradient we did before. This part will look immediately darker. Okay, so you do the same on the other side. This is too much wash here. Okay. Okay, and then okay. So while this is drying, I will start doing another detail that we have in this miniature, that is the A here. Okay, and to do this A, I will first apply Gauss Blaster Green. I think I have the camera a little bit off center. Let me move it a little bit. We're going to paint this A. Yeah, the position of the camera is quite tricky, and I'm trying to work with a nice zoom. The problem is when you work with a nice zoom, it's very easily to get out of the recording area. You get out of camera very easily. So it's always a balance on how you want to do. So let's wait until this dries. So while this is drying, I see that the Nuln Oil is almost dry. We are going to work on the gold, okay? And to work on the gold, we are going to change again to the thinner brush, and I will use, as usual, Auric Armor Gold. And I will use Retributor Armor. And I take a thin brush. With Auric Armor Gold, I will go on these things. Okay, and just touch, I don't need to touch all the parts. Just in some parts to make this, to increase the sensation of glow, not glowing, of bright, of reflecting the light. Okay. This way I will even go and use a little bit of stone horse silver. This will give the last shiny. So with this we just go and we touch a little bit. Okay, and we with Auric Armor Gold smoothen again here. We just, so you want to create like a part that is brighter. Okay, and then Auric because when it's too evident, you go with a little bit of Auric Armor Gold, and then you make it. Here in the base of the rod of the staff, I will go for a dimple on the rim. And with Auric Armor Gold, I was using Retributive Armor. With Auric Armor Gold, I will do these small rivets. Okay, this is quite tricky, this part, because it's really very flat surface. So I'm going to use, again, I'm using now Retributor Armor. With Retributor Armor, I will try to make it brighter. It looks a little bit too dull after the wash. Okay. Then with Auric Armor Gold we add some brighter points in some parts. Okay. The same we are going to do on the horns. So we apply first Retributor Armor. Okay. Here on this side we go from top to bottom, or bottom to top, I'll have to say. The same. And then we use Auric Armor Gold just on the top. And we take a little bit of Auric Armor Gold, mix it with the silver. To make the top. Okay. We use the Retributor Armor now to soften here the transition. We do the same on the other side. The rivets here, we can make them lightly with the Storm Horse color. Okay. And there is only one rivet, to be fair. So I will do this one on camera. And then on all these rims on the armor, we go with first Retributor Armor on all the rims. I will do this part, for example. Okay. Then we apply Auric Armor Gold to make it even brighter. And we, in some parts, for example here, we apply a Stone Horse Silver. Before, if it's not dried completely, the Auric Armor Gold will mix. And this is what we look for. So we look for some brighter points. Okay, but first I use Auric Armor Gold. Sorry, not Auric Armor, Retributor Armor is the first color I always apply. Here we have the symbol hanging. This symbol we are going to apply here some Auric Armor Gold. Then for example here is the region that you want to apply Auric Armor Gold. The chain, something like that, with Auric, and then Retributor for the other slab. So I will keep working, as you can see, doing the same on all the different parts of this bell, with all these filigrees on gold. Okay, I will keep working on the gold here and the same process, and I will come back. So the gold is done. Okay, and now I'm going to work, now that this have dried, I'm going to work on the highlights on the purple part, and I will use Naharroth Night and also Xereus Purple. I don't want to do very strong highlights. I wanted to keep it dark, because if not, I start losing the sensation of the color transition. So I will just do some highlights with Xereus Purple. And again, I'm using the wet palette to help me in smoothing the transitions, because all this guy is about, yeah, there is a lot of color blending on the skin, and I don't want to lose this illusion. And this is the tricky part, because you need to do some highlights, but you have to be careful that you don't break the illusion we create before on the color go in. So and this is why I keep the Naharroth Night next to me, because in case I see that it's too much, I always can work on that. You can see I'm just applying Xereus Purple in some parts. Here I will just use Naharroth Night. This is quite a hidden part. The part that is going to be very tricky is the back and this part here. So let's do this part. You see the bottom is how it's done. So here on the top, I will start applying Xereus Purple. I will do like a line with Xereus Purple. Okay. And you can see that I'm working with extremely thin paints to do this. Now, here you want to increase this, and I will take now Naharroth Night, and thin this line very little. So you really just want to have very little of this. I don't want to have too much bright purple. Here I realize now, for example, that I was missing a little bit of Naharroth Night, so I'm applying a little bit more of Naharroth Night there. And now Xereus Purple. And Naharroth Night again. Take Xereus Purple. Do this. Okay. And I will not do too much more, because I don't want really to I don't want to go too strong on that. So I will work a little bit more here next to the feet. Okay, so here again, as I did on the other foot, on the other paw, I have to say. You have to be careful here not to because if you start doing too much highlight, then you can break the illusion of the color transition. Like here at this part at the back, I will just apply a little bit of Sotek Green. Okay. Just a little bit here and here. This will be my highlight in that area. You don't want to do more, and here I will also do the same to have the same type of, to have the two legs in the same point. This may be the most difficult part is when you want to do the highlights, especially in this part where you have at the same time the color change. Here a little bit, and then you want to really highlight these two things. Okay, here, and then we do a little bit here at the back. These things. And I think I will leave it here, the highlights on purple. I will not go stronger. Let's know, this is half dry. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to apply a glaze of green. So I'm going to apply Waywatcher Green. Okay. Okay, this will give a very nice finishing. I will wait now, until this dries, and I think I will start gluing him on the base to do now the horns and some of the final touches. We need to do the hair, the horns, and also the staff. So now we keep working on the A. I'm going to apply after the glaze half dry. We will apply again Gauss Blaster Green. Okay, we are going to apply this mainly in the middle part. something like that. And now I'm going to do the middle of the A in black. Use Abbadon Black. What we are going to do is, first I do a vertical line. Okay, and now just do that. And that. And we ensure that we go to the bottom here. Okay. Okay. And finally, we use white. We're going to do two things with the white. Ah, shit. I'm going to use like a line here. Okay. And then a dot in the black part. Something like that. Now next step, I will take now Administratum Grey and I will start doing the highlight on the horns. So this is again what that you need to do is passion. First I will point all the different okay. What we do after that, put another one here. What we do after that is we just go a little bit like that. the same on the other side. We are going to take a Shingway. We're going to apply just a little bit on the parts. We think the light way was to just do a little bit of cleanup. Then here where we have the lighter spots, we will try to do full bar. The bottom I don't want to do more. Then here on the top. Okay. I will take now a Shingway and I will just make this part here smaller. Okay, so this is the horn. I will do the same on the other side and I come back. So this is how the horns are looking like now, after the highlights. Now I'm going to start working on the staff, and I leave the hair for the last thing to do. So on the staff I will start working first on the wood part, and I will come back using Flayed One Flesh to start highlighting the bone colors. So I will use it on the edges. On the part that I'm thinking how I will do, and the most tricky one is the horn, and I think to make my life easier I will make a word with washes. I will show you how to do it. If not, the other way is highlighting as we did there, but this horn has to be highlighted each thing with a different color. here. I like the reddish browny color of this bone, so I will not. I'm just using this to do some highlights, but I don't think I will go to the white tones. I will keep it on these cream colors. It's time that you do color transitions. The tricky part then is to do the highlights consistently with the color transitions, and you have to then to use the highlights locally and change the tone of the highlights depending on the base color. So that means, for example, in the skin, this way we have to do different treatment depending on the part of the skin, sorry. And the same should happen on these horns. Okay. So in principle we should highlight these first and then changing color. What I think I will do, I will take Agrax Earthshade. We are going to do the other way around. I'm going to work with the Agrax Earthshade very diluted in the base. Because the way they're really the and we are going to go into the side of the striations. Okay. The advantage of the washes is that if you dilute them well, they can be very light. Then you can go stronger as strong is the color, the base color. And I will just at first applying a little bit. You see here I can go stronger. Okay, I can remove when I think it's too strong. Okay, and I arrive here, and then I need to make use of the black wash. We'll do the same on this horn here. We'll just type very light and go strong. I can do here. Spar. This part have very poor access. Now I take water and I really thin down the waste there. So you play with the dilution of the wash to make it stronger in some areas and less strong in others. But I already thin down here, play very thin, and then without thinning, and apply that the other area. And that way I can shade. Without losing the color gradient. Then this is the objective. Okay. Let's wait until this dry to see if we need to do any additional touch. What looks like here we need to apply. And the same here again. Let's wait until this dry before doing another step here. On the rod of the staff, or the base of the staff, I'm going now to take Gothor Brown, and I'm going to follow some of the, just do something like that. I do have to follow a little bit the shape of the wood. You can be irregular doing that, at the end is a natural thing. It's quite a rough piece of wood. Or any other material, who knows what is this. As you can see, I'm trying to do this type of lines, striations. Okay. I think it's looking good. Now I will take Baharroth Brown. That is much lighter in tone. I will, especially at the end, at the base of this, we'll add some additional. forgot to put, I didn't know the darker color. Gothor Brown. Okay. So you see, you want to make this type of lines, highlights, how you want to call it. Now on the edge, I'm doing just like that. Okay. It is almost done, and the last part that we want to do is the hair. Okay, for the hair I will use now Emperor's Children and the color that we use is Screaming Pink. I start with the Emperor's Children, and what I'm going to do here is almost a dry brush. So I go like that, and then I go almost horizontal. Almost without the pressure applied, just passing on top. And I'm focused to mainly highlight the top part. The same on the other side. And this is done with Emperor's Children at this stage. With the Screaming Pink, I'm going to take a little bit, dry again as well, and I want to apply it just next to it. Okay. And finally, we'll use Fulgrim Pink, but it's an H paint, this one. Okay, so to do the really top of this. Yeah, and I think this is good for the hair. And the last thing, no, there are some other things that we need to do. We need to do the freehand on the cloth and the smoke. We'll do first the smoke. Okay, to do the smoke, I'm going to use again Celestian Grey and white. Okay, we take better brush. This will not work with, or at least I think will not do well work just using the brush. So I'm going to pinpoint part that I want to highlight. Okay, and then I leave other parts with the greenish color. Okay. That's right, I put it applying. Then I took white. So white I do. And now I apply white again. I guess you get the idea here now. So you first do with the grey, the Celestial Grey, and then I use white. Okay, so I will get doing that and I come back. So the next thing I'm going to do is I will work on the freehand here, on the cloth. We are going to do the symbol of Slaanesh. So I will start and I will do it mirrored. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to try to draw a sketch or just to make idea where we want the symbol to go. So I just look in the screen to see how I want to do the symbol, and I will say that we are going to do something like that. Okay, we start here inside. We'll go like that, something like that. This is going to be where we want the symbol to go. We are going to finish at something like that. Then we will go like that. This is a mistake there. So we want to go here. Thicker. And then in this part here we are going to put a sphere where we will put the A. So we paint all this purple. Okay. We just do the circle here. And then on top of that we are going to do okay. And we will not do anything at the back because the access is quite difficult and I don't want to mess up there. So I will use no palette, witch flesh. Okay, and then with that we try to clean some of the defects. We do separate the circle. Okay. to paint the inside of the circle with Gauss Blaster Green. And with purple. I try to make it cleaner. The difficult part here is to make this we are going to clean a little bit also the lines. I will try to repeat what I did the first time. This is the difficult part, to make this white line thin without dirtying. Okay, now it's better. I'm going to use now a lighter purple. It's going to be Xereus Purple. I'm going to use Xereus Purple. to apply this inside the symbol. Okay. Now I'm going to use Yriel Purple. Just to give a little bit of, to make the purple less flat. And the Xereus Purple again. We can even put a little bit of Dechala Lilach. Do the same a little bit here. We can add a little bit just. Going to work again on the A. Want to make the purple even thinner. And now I'm going to do the pupil of the A. Okay, and the last thing I will do, I take white and I had the right point there. I will clean a little bit more of the lines. Making these 12 lines uniform is not an easy task sometimes, because this the miniature is not flat in the point, so depending how you apply the pressure. Now it's quite good. For example, there are parts. If you apply a little bit more pressure because of the change of direction, you make the line thicker. This is what I'm trying to now eliminate here. In the inside, this fold. So this is the symbol I will leave here. So now, yeah, very little to finish this. Let's cut and close these pots. And let's do the final touch that I was forgetting, are the nails in the hands. So to do the nails in the hands, I will use greys, and I will start applying Dawnstone Grey on the nails. I think I will go for something darker. I will apply a sheen grey. So we apply this in the nails. You can even apply black. Okay, and then here I will not do anything because it's not visible and I would not have good access. It's mainly in this hand that you want to play the nail, and the only one that on the other hand may be visible, but they are not visible at all. So, and once it's glued, it's almost impossible to reach. So, and we apply a little bit after that, we can apply Administratum Grey. Just in that side. Just vertical line. And that's all. I think at this moment we finalize. Unless I'm missing something. That this time this can happen, but yeah, here we finalize the tutorial. This is the end of the painting of the Ogroid Thaumaturge. I think it's called Thaumaturge. It's the Ogroid from Silver Tower. So this is how it's looking like. Okay, let's see if I zoom a little bit out. You can see the full miniature. So this is how it looks like. Here we have the face, the back, okay, the side. So yeah, that's all for now. You can comment, like if you have liked it. Let me know what do you think about this tutorial, if you find this interesting or not. As usual, you can support me also in Patreon. So I have a Patreon account where you can support this channel. All support given the channel will be dedicated to the channel, of course. I'm not doing this to make money, I'm just doing the Patreon to cover some of the expenses in and end of doing this channel. That's all for now. As usual, thanks a lot for watching and see you again later. Bye!